The Valley season 2, episode 4 aired last night. We have to talk about it. And we have some other Bravo television news. So we got to talk about Crazy Pants Jax and Saggy Panties Jesse and so much more. So grab a beverage. Hopefully you're wearing something very comfy. Smash that like and let's get this party started.
If you like what you see, come and get it with me. I know you deserve all you want. Your heart's made of gold, but don't wait till you're old. If you want it, I get you some.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Stand-up comedian and pop culture vulture Joleen Lunzer here for another No Offense, All Offense, where we talk about our favorite reality shows, pop culture news, trending news topics, things we love to hate, things we hate to love. Just a reminder that I am very opinionated, but that doesn't mean that you have to have the same opinion as me. You are welcome to sound off in the live chat or the comment section, and we can just respectfully and calmly agree to disagree, like the very zen Tamra Judge from The Real Housewives of Orange County.
That's my opinion!
It's just my opinion, you guys. So you're welcome to have your own opinion. Oops, what am I clicking here? Okay. Again, in the live chat, make sure you smash that like. Let's set a like goal for 500. We're already at 36 likes and we just started. You guys are killing it. Liking is a free way to support the channel and much appreciated. If you want to support the channel further, subscribe. That would be amazing. You can also send a super chat while we're live here on YouTube. I'll highlight your comment. You can send a super thanks if you're watching on the replay crew. Hello, replay crew. Or you can consider joining my membership here on YouTube or Patreon, where we have exclusive bonus content and exclusive members emojis here on YouTube if you're a part of the YouTube membership. Prince is here, producer Prince is here to help us talk about all the things we need to talk about today. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful Wednesday. Hello, hello, hello. Pop Culture Musing says, this is the only way I'm watching Bravo right now. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. It's been rough. Hello, Jess. Good to see you. Good to see everyone. Smash that like. Mods, if you don't mind keeping us updated on the likes and dropping the link for my membership here on YouTube. That would be so appreciated. Okay. So let's start where we need to start, which is last night's episode of The Valley. All right. So season 2 of The Valley, episode 4, the title was The Circle of Strife. And the description they give is Jesse and Kristen arrange a getaway to Santa Barbara. And we knew this was coming because they've been talking about it. And Michelle, last episode, she tried to campaign for Jesse, who's planning the trip, not to be able to stay in the house of the trip he's planning. And only 2 people sided with her, and that was Brittany and who was the other person? Oh, that was Brittany and Janet. And everyone else was like, no, sorry. So Jesse and Kristen arrange a getaway to Santa Barbara, hoping everyone can find peace and heal. Zack and Janet sit down for a heart-to-heart conversation. Jack, still struggling with his emotions, to say the least, makes his presence felt in Santa Barbara. Feel free to sound off in the live chat all your thoughts, hopes, dreams, and opinions when it comes to this episode, because I was watching it last night with Hype Man husband Chell, soon to be RN, and it was after we watched the Timberwolves lose to the Golden State Warriors, which that was rough, but it's the first game of the series, so sporty Joleen is going to let it go, kind of. Then I watched The Valley, and then I watched Watch What Happens Live, and then I watched the after show. Like, I was just hitting everything, watching everything. And this episode was infuriating. And it was also gross. And it was also ridiculous. Andrea Bevan, way to go. Made it to the first live. Good morning from Australia. Hello, Australia. You're in the future. So good to see you. So we get the group coming together to go to Santa Barbara. Jax is in rehab, or they're not even calling it rehab. They're saying he's in the facility, you guys. And this is the first facility he went to, his 30-day stay, where he can have his phone and still harass Brittany. So they all meet up and to go to the house in Santa Barbara that Jesse has reserved for them. He has rented out this beautiful home in Santa Barbara. They're all driving together. Of course, Jesse is driving in a penis mobile, a car that is very phallic and looks like a wiener because that's what men like Jesse do. And he drives with Kristen, his new bestie, and Luke. And Kristen and Luke are continuing their journey to be parents. Now we know now that Kristen is preggers and she's due in June, and Nia is preggers. So we have 2 new Valley babies coming. But at this time they were trying, and Kristen is tracking her ovulation, not too successfully. She's getting very frustrated as her and Luke are excited to go to Santa Barbara, drive in Jesse's penis car. I think I said penis within the first 5 minutes. They're going to demonetize this video. Oh, well. I was like, wait, Joleen, to say the P word until you at least get 10 minutes into your video. You're 5 minutes and 51 seconds, and you're already throwing out the panas word. But is this what it looks like? Guys that drive cars like this. Those are like hatchback sporties with the long front. It's a deek. It's a deek, right, guys? It's a deek. So Kristen and Luke are struggling because they were so excited. They're like, yeah, we're going to get it on. We're going to make some babies, which to me, a little weird because you're with your friends on a friend's trip and you're just in one of the rooms at the rented Airbnb banging it out and your friends are waiting for you, because we see that happening right when Kristen and Luke arrive. They're like, that fertility window, we got to hit it. And then everyone's like, do you guys just do it? They're like, yeah, but we washed our hands. And I was like, oh. But good for them. Good for them trying to make a baby. I just do not like imagining Vincent Van Gogh and his O face. That's just not one of the things that I signed up for. All right. Ben says, if Joleen says panas, we'll change it around. Oh, look at Purdue. Look at Prince. He's so cute. Look at him. If Joleen says panas one more time, I will block Honda's Instagram. Panas. Ben, you have to tell us who you're blocking today and how many likes we need to get for you to get to blocking. Last live, I think Ben blocked. Put it in the chat. I forget everyone that you blocked. Thank you, Madeline. Thank you so much. Don't forget to hit that like for our friend Joleen. I appreciate that. So Kristen and Luke getting it on, but they do have, they run into a little bit of a roadblock, a fertility roadblock, because Kristen's like, I've been tracking this and my ovulation, and now it's saying I'm like not ovulate. It's a whole thing. Nia comes in, talks to her about it. It's sad because that is, women know that is a crazy personal journey. It can be so frustrating. And so hashtag relatable, but also hashtag ew, because I have to think of Luke having sex. And that is just something I don't want to do. And the shirt that Jesse's wearing. Yeah. So they're going to Santa Barbara. They're going to drink wine. I love Santa Barbara so much. And this house was amazing. But his shirt he was wearing, I was like, no. No, thanky. But they have this like beautiful home on the cliffs of Santa Barbara looking over the ocean. And the first thing when they get there is Jesse decides he's not going to let anyone in until they agree that they're waving a white flag. And then in, Zack, aka Legoland's Infinite Wisdom, he's like, that's what they do when you're in war and you want to stop the war. I'm like, okay, Zack. So Jesse just wants to kind of sweep everything under the rug that's been going on within the group and the problems with him and Michelle. And he says, white flag. But he gets upset, or he kind of calls out Michelle, because Michelle's the only one that doesn't take these literal white flags he has that he's handing to everyone. But the way he presents it to Michelle, he's so manipulative and he's such a dick that he does it in a way where he says, Michelle, we're gonna do the white flag and you need it the most, or something. He makes some kind of little dig. It instead of, hey, here's a white flag. I really want us to have a good weekend together. I know a lot's going on and it's difficult, but I want you to have a good time, and I'm going to have a good time as the parents of Isabella to be mature. But he doesn't. He always takes a dig. And Jesse's manipulation is kind of similar to Jack's. It's a little different, but it's kind of similar, where Jesse, though, he feels like since he's more emotional, and he cries more, that he can paint Michelle as this like ice queen who just doesn't give a shit and not maybe as a woman who has been beat down by his insults and things. And I know not everyone is a Michelle fan, but believe me, I will choose. I don't care if this costs, I don't care what this costs me. I will stand by this. I will stand by Michelle before I will ever stand by Jesse. That man is a problem. The way he talks to women is a problem. His saggy panties are a problem. I am not talking to or going to respect or pick a team of a man who thinks he's doing something wearing expensive Depends. I'm not doing that. This man had a whole ass moose knuckle. This man, why? Why did we have to see this? Ben says, all right, at 100 likes, Joe Wenberg gets blocked. Oh shit, Ben. But you guys, did we need to see this? They were like dirty, beige, doo-doo brown man panties. Because as we learned on the after show, Jax, Sandoval, and Jesse, you know, the best of the best when it comes to men, they all love to wear underwear. They love to wear man panties. They don't want to wear boxers or boxer briefs. They want man panties. Because even though they hate women and they treat women like shit, they really envy women. They want to be women. They're jealous of women. So they want to wear, but we don't wear undies like that. Okay. Even on period day, we're not going to be caught dead in these ugly underwear. I was just, what? We find out that Jesse wears dirty man panties and he has tiny nipples. This is too much information I don't need. I was like, Jason, go away. When Jason followed Jesse to his room when he was having a hissy fit, when he had too much to drink and was being totally emo, after literally threatening Zach's life, and that's just cool. Zach rolled his eyes, and Jesse, Mr. Mature and Michelle's the problem, says, I will freaking bury that guy over the cliff. First of all, that doesn't really make sense. I get that that's like, oh, you want him dead? But I'm going to bury him over the cliff? I was like, shut up. He's such a loser. And he's so emo. And you would think, you know, saying this to another human or a cast member or your coworker might get you a little in trouble. You know, maybe they would talk to him. Maybe he would get suspended or something. Oh, and look at that unfortunate tribal tattoo. It's just all the bad things for Jesse and his man panties. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. The color of the undies are so unfortunate because they are dingy. They're like ring around the undies collar. Remember those commercials that would talk about ring around the collar? I think they were Tide commercials back in the day. They look dirty. It looks like he's wearing a dirty diaper. Yeah, he's a tough guy. Ooh, you're going to push Legoland Zach, who wears crocheted blouses, off a cliff because he rolled his eyes? Sir, stop. Right? They hate us women. They treat women like shit. They talk down to us. They have bro code and go men. You know, they're so much better, yet they are appropriating our style, all of our things that, again, anyone else who is, however you identify, other men who respect women, go ahead. Take our pearls, wear the skirts, wear the panties. But if you disrespect us and treat women like shit, you can't have our panties. Well, first of all, those are nasty panties. You're doing them wrong. You can't have our pearl necklaces, Tom. Give us back our nail polish. That's for allies, not you, right? Like Janine says, Tom steals our pearls and Jesse steals our bow loafers. Who cut his hair? Someone who hates him, Mac. Someone who hates him so much, and I don't blame them. Love the T24 says, yes, the saggy panties. He needs to spend $20 at Walmart or Target on a new pack. Anything but whatever was going on there. He's just a big tough guy. He's like, I'm so tough. I'll go beat up Zach because he rolled his eyes at me. Oh, a gay guy rolled his eyes at you? Like, literally, welcome to the world, bitch. Like, what is wrong with you? Oh, this dude. Okay, so I'm jumping kind of all over the episode here, but there were so many things. So many things. All right. So once they get kind of settled in to the Airbnb, everyone starts, they love a theme. This show loves a theme. So they all, let me see, is this a picture? They all decide they're going to go to a racetrack. And you think that they're going to race cars. And they have their little Formula 5. I don't know anything about racing cars. The NASDAQ, the NASCAR. I don't know which one is which. Okay. That's not in my realm of things, I know. But they got the checkered flag. I do like a check. I like a checkered. But they all show up like, yeah, we're gonna drive cars and race them. It turns out they are doing this with remote control cars. And right away, I'm like, I'm bored. I'm bored. This is boring. Great outfits, all the things. Love to dress up. But they're like, yeah. Some people are happy. Some people are mad. Danny Polly Pocket. Oh, God. Insufferable Danny Polly Pocket. He's like, I'm going to win. He's so loud and he's so wrong and he's so short and his fashion is so stuck in 2017. And I do not like this man ever since finding out that he sexually harasses the only lesbians we really have on any of these shows. You're going to alienate the lesbians. We're going to get no more lesbians. They're going to tell all their lesbian friends, don't go over there because these straight Bravo men are just going to sexually harass you. They're going to ruin any lesbian future, lesbian love, lesbian storylines we have on Bravo. They're going to ruin it. We've had to watch straight love happen forever, like the grossest straight love. People who should not be together. Nasty, nasty, nasty. And we finally get lesbians. We finally get maybe a little Subaru action. I love a Subaru. And he's going to take it from us. He's going to take it from us. Because he is like, get daddy a beer. He likes to black out and then slap their asses is what he did to Jasmine and Melissa. This dude should be hiding. He should be hiding in his little Polly Pocket house, behaving this way. But he's still like, I'm the boisterous, funny guy who goes to church to hide all my evil doings. Ugh, I can't with this man. I cannot. Right? Outback Nation. Justice for the lesbians. They're not doing nothing to you. They're staying out of your business. They're staying out of your bed. They are living life. They're quite possibly the most, I mean, not quite possibly, they are the most well-adjusted couple and people on this damn show. Hopefully they can get a little messy because these people deserve it. But, right, who doesn't love an Outback? A steakhouse and the car. I love it. Shout out to our Australia friends. Dreadful, exactly. Danny gives the biggest ick. Being creepy is seriously it's the grossest thing ever. This was just glazed. It was too glazed over, like a glazed donut. It was horrible. And Danny was hoping it wouldn't be brought up. He was mad, Jasmine said on the after show, that this was brought up. That you sexually harassed her and her fiance. You literally grabbed her fiance's ass and you literally grabbed Jasmine's leg and were disgusting. Like, that's assault, brother. I don't know where you come from. The restaurant and the car. I love it. Okay. Oh. So I feel the same way, Dreadful. I feel like this was just pushed aside. And Danny was like, I apologize. Well, first of all, you apologized to the wrong person. You thought it was Michelle because you were so drunk. So we're learning Danny is like a drunk. He has a drinking problem. And from one drunk to another, sir, clean it up. Don't have 4 kids under 4 and be an alcoholic. And he'll say, I don't go out and drink that much. It doesn't matter how much you drink. When you do drink, do you do shit like this? Do you make decisions that are bad for your life? Do you sexually harass people? Do you drink to excess and you can't control it? You're drunk. But we have to hear, I go to church and I go 4 under 4. Sir, you have bigger problems. Okay? You got 4 under 4 drinks. You are 0.40. I don't know. Something's going on. You're drinking too much. Chickenhead, thank you for the first super chat. Chickenhead says, Les Baru, I myself have a Scooby Baru. I call her Karen. Oh, I like a Scooby Baru. Karen. I Am Human says Jesse and Jack should be together. They should be together. They should go on their own little toxic man island, jack each other off, and leave us all alone. Because they're dreadful, horrible human beings. I hate them. Okay, so this is where we find out that Jax has been in his rehab therapy facility, whatever we're calling it today, for 3 days. And he has been nonstop rage texting Brittany because clearly he's getting better. Clearly, this place is helping him so much. He has his phone all the time where he can seek validation on social media and then send nasty DMs and texts to random women and harass them, and also text Brittany all these horrible things and talk shit to her. And I'm like, oh, this dude. Oh, this dude. Seriously. Ugh. Let's look at some of the things he's texting. So here's one of them. Look at this. It's like text after text. He is so controlling and so abusive. He will not let Brittany enjoy herself. She thought, oh my God, he's going to be gone for 30 days. She got really emotional about that. You know, because when you're with someone who is a psychopath, abusive, loser, controlling freak, you get free of them and it's just like, holy shit. It feels, it's just, everything's different. Things smell different. Things taste, different. You can breathe maybe for the first time. Not this man. He cannot let her live. He says, you took my son from me. Disgusting. You're disgusting. I'm surprised your dick hasn't fallen off. Shut up. He says, you took my job away from me. I've worked so hard for 2 years for what have you done? What have you done? Gotten drunk, done cocaine, go to Canada with your survivor friend and do coke in the back? Allegedly. Obviously, you guys. Allegedly. Everything I say is true except for the parts that are false. Everything is alleged and for entertainment and satirical purposes only. Okay?
Allegedly.
So allegedly. But we do know that. You're doing the cocaine. So is that what you were doing for 2 years? You're just snorting hard? He's like, I've been working really hard, putting substances up my nose and cheating on you. So he's got that. And then did you guys catch this? I had Hype Man Husband Shell standing up to the TV. Like you can see my TV kind of in the, can you see that? No, you can't see it. In some of these pictures, you'll be able to see my TV. And Hype Man Husband Shell, soon to be RN, was standing so close to the television, reading it to me. Because I was like, what does it say? So the stuff that they were kind of blurring out or that they didn't have highlighted like this, he was trying his best to read some of it to me. And he's a monster, this Jax. He says, I'm doing this for my son. My God, your family is the most effed up I have ever seen. And they would never do what you did. What? Okay. Knock, knock, knock. Brittany's dad. Hi, Brittany's dad. Can you take a little trip from Kentucky and come to California? Does she have a brother? Bring a brother. Bring a cousin. Okay. Bring some peeps and correct this man. Can we correct him? We don't advocate for violence except for when we advocate for violence. And obviously we don't. But I was like, what's he talking about? What is he talking about? Oh my gosh. Leotard said, I was in a treatment facility back in 2008. We had to give up our phones or we couldn't enter. It was part of the treatment. Have rules changed since? I think on the after show, they were talking about that like legally, I guess they couldn't take his phone. Like I'm sure the treatment facility 100% encourages their patients, their clients, the people there to give up their phone. But since, they can't legally hold that from you, I guess, unless you go into a situation. Yeah, I think even if you go into a situation, it probably varies state by state, but if you go into a facility or a situation knowing that you're not going to have your phone, but if at any time you asked for your phone, just like if you asked to leave, I think they can't hold you there. So Jason was talking about, the legality and saying, even if like legally they can't take your phone away, you probably should have just given them your phone if you truly want to be better, but he doesn't. Jax is all about the show. He is a narc, super narc, like Janine is saying. It's all how it looks to make himself look better and everyone else look worse. He projects all of his evil doings onto people around him like Brittany, which is what we see in the scene where he's literally texting the rest of the cast, telling them, how great he's doing and how happy, and he's going to 7 hours of therapy a day. But then Brittany, he is rage texting and taking it out on her. But he wants everyone to believe, oh my God, Jax, he's doing so good. He really cares. Look at him. While he continues to abuse Brittany and control her and just mentally break her down. And as we see here, he's a liar. Please don't lie to me. Can you talk to me? Not playing your games. Just be honest. I want this place to work for me and I will crumble if I find out you're doing that. Brittany, listen, Jax. Brittany can do whatever she wants. If she wants to bang your mom, she's going to bang your mom. If she's going to bang your sister, she's going to bang your sister. If she's going to take a 2-for-1, she's going to do that. She owes you nothing. She was married to you. She was faithful to you. She hid your secrets, took care of you. She did everything she thought she should do to be a good wife or partner or have your back or whatever, whether healthy or unhealthy. And you shit on her and you scared her and you verbally abused her and you threw stuff at her and you punched holes in walls. So she owes you dick nothing, zero, zilch, nada. And it's going to be for him, how far gone he is and what an abuser and narcissist he is, losing control of Brittany in that situation. That is the thing that he is not going to let go, which is what we're seeing and what we've heard from Brittany, is that he has been abusive, not respected her boundaries, watching her on the camera, having people watch her, still like sending her messages as if she's a bad person, saying, you should be checking on me. What did he say at the end? They had like an interview from him from fucking wherever he's at, the phone facility, from the T-Mobile clinic he's clearly at, the Verizon clinic, where you just go to therapy allegedly for 7 hours and then abuse the person you're abusing on the outside and abuse them on the inside. He said, we're supposed to be married. He says, when we got married, it was for sickness and in health. Shut up. Do not throw vows at your wife when you have disrespected those vows every chance you got. You were supposed to accept your wife as a partner. You were supposed to love her, take care of her, nourish her, or cherish her, nourish or cherish, either way. Feed her grapes, anything but what you were doing, which is fat shame her, verbally abuse her, throw things at her, scare her, control her, try to isolate her. You broke the marriage vows from the beginning. She owes you nothing. But it's so someone like Jax, it's such an abusive piece of shit that would throw this back at her. Brittany told us on the after show, and we saw in the episode, the night before you went to rehab, you were banging another chick in your marital home that you share with Brittany. What? Huh?
Dude, I caught you naked in the bed the day you went to rehab.
Exactly. He was naked in the bed. Apparently, on the ring cam, we saw that there was that lady with the huge tots that he was dating for a minute and taken to his stupid bars, to his back alley tent bar, Jax's. It was that lady. And as he's crying, did you guys notice that as he was crying in this scene, and as he's like, I do this for my family, and I just need someone to check in on me and send me a text and say they're proud of me. You didn't do anything. Why would anyone be proud of you? So you want the woman who you've been abusing and throwing things at and cheating on and putting down to tell you she's proud of you? Sir, shut the entire fuck up. No one's proud of you. I'm not proud of you. I'll never be proud of you. I don't care what happens. You suck. You're a horrible person. You're an abuser. I don't like men like you. Never have, never will. You're a loser. I don't care. That's how it is. But did you notice as all this is going down and he's looking for sympathy and doing his little crying, somehow he was okay enough to still promote his shitty back alley bar with his merch on. I can't take you seriously with the tears and all that when you're promoting your merch. When you actively are like, oh, I better. This whole season has been him wearing Jax's in Studio City. Sir, it's not even your bar. It literally is behind a bar in an alley with a tent. Like it's not even indoor technically. It's like a porta potty, like Biff bar. I don't even know if you have flushable toilets. And here you are, every scene, every chance he gets, he is promoting this stupid bar. And I'm like, I can't take you seriously. Like, clearly you're okay. You're trying to manipulate while also promote your quote unquote business, if you want to call it that. Thank you, Kelly, for the super chat. I appreciate that. Like, get out of here. I guess Elizabeth, it's bar-esque. It should close if it didn't already. Who would go into business with this loser? Amberlina says, I've despised Jack since date one. He's the epitome of toxic, just so gross, so abusive, and it's all coming out now. And on the after show, he again mentioned that he's been able to get away with this his whole life. He said since he was a kid, this kind of behavior, because no one has held him accountable. Well, time to start holding him accountable. And he's acting as though people are, or that he's taking accountability. He's not. Right? The constant merch. It's so cringe. He's such a loser. Yeah, the Toms may have like fooled people for a while, but everyone always knew Jax was a loser. The only thing that made Jax likable to some people for a period of time was Brittany. And then there became a point where even Brittany couldn't make him likable. And then people didn't enjoy Brittany anymore with Jax because he was such a toxic piece of shit. You know? Irene says, Brittany needs a good attorney because I got a judge to court order my ex from being on my property. Ooh, get it, girl. And he was way less problematic than Jax. Oh, I really wish that. The difficult thing with Brittany, I think, is, you know, she works with him on this show. And I'm sure, I mean, I don't know this. No one's told me this, but I'm sure that producers in production, you know, are like, oh, that might make it difficult. Then you won't be able to film. I'm sure there's like little things being told to her. That's just my speculation. Because why Bravo hasn't completely fired this man, I don't know. Right? And Jax is around Tom's age. Thank you for reminding me, Cammie. He's like 95 years old. You're way too old to be doing this. And this whole I'm going to change thing, there's no changing for you. You're a shit person. You need to go away with Jesse on an island and disappear. They do podcasts separately, which is good, but the show, you know, that's why they just need to get rid of Jax. Nobody needs him. Honestly, I believe the other people on this show are strong enough and their storylines and what's happening in this group. Jax does not carry the show. He does not. If anything, Kristen is the glue or Brittany's the glue. Brittany's technically the glue now, more so than Kristen because, you know, Brittany's not fighting with anybody. But Kristen's an OG. Brittany's like a semi. I mean, she wasn't in the beginning of Vanderpump. But what do we need him for? Can anyone put it in the chat what we would miss? Thank you, Elizabeth, for being a member for 9 months. Elizabeth says, was Brittany in a rental while Jax was in rehab? That's just another crazy layer. Mm-hmm. Right? Just Kelly says, the show absolutely does not need Jax. Nobody will miss you, Jax. Nobody's entertained by you. You trigger people. We hate you. That's how it is. That's how woman abusers should be treated. That's how abusive men who put their wives and their children in harm's way and abuse them and scare them, that is how they should be treated. They shouldn't be coddled. We should be like, I hope he gets help. No, I hope he goes and fucks himself. Honestly, that's what I hope. I know that other people want to be way more PC about this, but I don't. I do not. You let this happen too long and this man will kill somebody. Men like this, and I don't think they're taking it as serious as they should with all of the things he's doing and the manipulating and the lies and it's serious. Like this dude, it's beyond help. He's a fucking terrorist. My video for sure got demonetized. I'm saying all the bad words, but I just can't. And these terrible men, yes, they help each other out. And we found that out with Jesse. You know, Brittany's like, how are people finding out that we went on this trip? Who's telling him? Because it comes out, it hits the blogs that he's in rehab. And Jesse's like, I told them. I talk to Jax every day. Oh, shocker. The two most toxic men besides Polly Pocket, they would talk to each other. And you would keep him in the loop. And Brittany's just like, what? Why? He's like, I think Jax would be more pissed if we went and he didn't know. Why are we even worried about Jax's feelings? Honestly, why aren't we worried about Cruz's feelings or Brittany's feelings or all the women that Jax has hurt and abused along the way and all the women that he will continue to do this to or all the women that'll be easier for him to continue to do this to as long as he has this platform and as long as he's able to monetize his abuse. Just gross. Bella says, I'll miss him stealing sunglasses, right? Fucking a loser. Oh, that's a fun fact. I got to listen to that episode of Ariana on Katie and Dana's podcast. Learned that Ariana dated Daniel Tosh for 6 months. When? Was this pre-Sandoval? Pre-Sandoval. Okay. Who's been blocking at 130 likes? We got 235 watching. Please hit that like. Oh my gosh. Tracy says, I've come to the I'll just catch the replays from people like Joleen phase of my Bravo experience, with the exception of Zach. Every man on that show is a POS. Ugh, it's horrible. Ben blocked the entire, if we hit 500 likes, Ben will block the entire cast of Vanderpump Villa. Irene says, Jesse scares me, to be honest. Jax is a big ball of predictable rage. Jesse, he's a manipulative sniper. Scary. I think Jesse thinks he's more clever and manipulative and he can get away with more, but he can't. It's just that we don't know enough about him. We just know Jax for so long, but within 2 seasons, I see what the first season I saw what Jesse's doing. I think the problem is for Michelle is that people, she's coming off as not very likable. People don't like her. And so I think people are possibly, holding him a little less accountable because of she's not the most likable to the fans. But that's just kind of what I've seen. And I'm not saying she's the most likable character, but no matter what, she doesn't deserve what he's doing. She doesn't deserve dirty man panties. No, thank you. Yeah. Jesse's petty. He thinks he's smarter than he is, but he definitely is just as dangerous as Jax. Michelle says, in sickness and health. So you didn't support her during her pregnancy, postpartum. No, he called her fat and told her body was disgusting and she's disgusting. He literally made me, Jax is literally the devil. He's Lucifer. He's disgusting. And I will protect and stand up for and be team any woman over that loser. Hail to the nah. There you go. AJ says, yeah, Michelle has no personality, but Jesse has multiple personalities. Jesse is, he's terrifying. Zero charisma. Thank you. Jax is the worst, you guys. He's just, it's not cute. It's not anything. It's dangerous. It's gross. Ewy. So then we get, so we have all these texts from Jax, and then Kristen replies to him, because Kristen's getting completely different texts. And then Kristen replies to him, and then he starts saying mean shit again. Like, the way this man treats not only his wife, but any women in his life is horrendous. It's so horrible. And Kristen's actually been a good friend to him. I don't understand it, but she has. And he treats her so bad. Yes, not Traitors. It was in House of Villains. Tiffany Pollard, the legend, called him. I got to get that soundbite. She called him like a demon. And he's like, no one's ever called me that. I'm like, really? Are you sure, sir? Because you're pretty gross. Just Kelly said, Jesse knows exactly what he's doing. It's sport for him. Jax truly does not know No, Jax knows what he's doing. That's where I disagree. He's just reactive. No, Jax knows what he's doing too. He knows to target certain people and certain types of women. He's just dumb. He's literally dumb. Jesse can carry himself as more educated, but Jax knows what he's doing. But Kelly says, I think Jax is way more dangerous. I think they're both dangerous. And they're both horrible. And I hated that Watch What Happens Live had that stupid question like it's a joke. Like it's a joke that you have these two men who are basically making it their life and their mission to terrorize women that they were married to and are also the mothers of their children. And like you said, they're doing it for sport. And Watch What Happens Live is like, which one would you, least rather? It's like, you have this platform and you're monetizing this kind of abuse and this kind of, just these kind of toxic dudes. And you don't use it as like a moment to like teach the audience or to provide resources to the audience or use it as a teaching tool for other men or what to look out for. Nothing. But you just turn it into a game. on your late night show. Like, yuck. Yuck. Silly Goose says they absolutely blame the women for their failure. Yes, they blame women. They hate women. They don't like women. They like to have sex with women. They like to objectify women, but they don't respect women. They don't like women. Hell no. Look how Jax treats his own mom. I don't even know how Jesse treats the women in his life. They're gross. I really miss Dylan Efron. Or Dylan Efron's brother. What was Dylan Efron's brother? Or is Dylan Efron Zac Efron? Okay. Now, look at that, Dylan. I didn't know who you were before Traders. And now I'm getting you confused with your brother. Yeah, Jax is very scripted to manipulate people. Agreed. Yeah, they terrorize the mothers of their children they claim to love. They tell everyone else they love them so they can get away with more. They're just gross. So then we see Jesse going up to the ladies. And this is where I was like, get him, Janet. Drag him to hell. I know everyone is expected to like hate Janet to the core. I'm just not there. I don't know. Is there something missing in me? Sure, there's things about her that are annoying and try-hardy and her Dave and Buster's thing or whatever. But I just don't hate her. When am I supposed to start hating her? Or really disliking her so much? Can you guys tell me if anyone else feels this way? Because the majority of people I see on social media are like, oh, Janet's the worst. And I get like how she came for Kristen, and I'm just bored with that. I wish they would just like figure out a way to coexist or just be like the Sheena and Stassi frenemies or something going forward. But there's just, I think with the men being so horrible, what Janet's doing doesn't even compare. Was she a fan before becoming friends with Sheena and Kristen? I think she said that she met Sheena. She had just moved to LA from like Ohio or something. And she met Sheena at like a pool or something, maybe like a bar or a pool or a hotel. And then she just became friends with everybody. But I just don't like, I don't know. I know I'm supposed to be like, oh my God, Janet's the worst. But with all these dudes with Polly Pocket out here grabbing lesbian ass and leg, I don't have time to hate Janet. I don't. Okay. So I loved what Janet did this episode because Jesse, let me see if I have a screenshot of this interaction. Is this? Well, not really, but I think, well, no, that's Polly Pocket. And Jack's just not allowing Brittany to have any fun or be free of him because he wants to control her and what she's doing. So Jesse, let me see if I can find a picture of him. Okay. Oh, well, we'll just use that. Pretend that's Jesse. The less we have to look at him, the better. He is talking about his lady friend. So we know that his lady friend who he's dating, who lives in Orange County, could be one of the housewives. It's not. She has thrown a cease and desist, I think, on Michelle. And who knows? And then Sheena, a couple episodes ago, when Jesse and Michelle were talking, she called Sheena because Sheena, of course, Sheena had the tea and was in everyone's business. And she said that Jesse's lady friend admitted to her that she was sleeping with another guy from Baywatch. And we were all like, it's got to be Hasselhoff, right? It's got to be Drunken Cheeseburger Hasselhoff. Turns out somebody put on, what's that guy's name? It was that, let me see, Dudes of Baywatch, brunette. It was that brunette guy who was like hot back in the day. When I put that, I get David Hasselhoff. Let me pull up the fandom. Once we hear his name, I think Nicole Eggert even confirmed it from what I saw on, allegedly, from what I saw on Instagram. No, not him. Not him. He was like a 90s babe. I never really knew his name. David Charvet, right? Is that his name? Charvet? This dude. Here, let me pull him up, you guys. You'll remember. Somebody said the Baywatch dude that Jesse's current girlfriend, but I guess they broke up in this episode. He said they weren't dating anymore, but they were dating. Allegedly admitted to Sheena that she was also banging this dude from, oops. They're like, you have two many photos. I guess I have to get rid of one of Jesse's dirty panty photos, his saggy, soggy, dirty panties. David Charvet. What's his name? I'm pronouncing it wrong. This guy, you remember him? Like 90s, this was like, oh, I don't know what he looks like now. Yeah, that guy. However you say his name. Charvet. Charcuterie. David Charcuterie. Bored. She might have been banging him. Let me look up what he looks like now. David Charcuterie today. Maybe they have a picture. Oh, he still looks good. He's probably problematic and I don't even know it. He probably did something. But I think he still looks good. Not that he wouldn't. That's shitty to say. Oh, he was with Brooke Burke. Okay. Like Miss Felicia says. Okay. Well, how do I get how do I know this is, does he have an Instagram? That's not really Facebook. Oh, we are old. He's got a Facebook over here. Okay, he's got a son. He's on Facebook. Page official. And this is him now. Look at him now. I mean, it's black and white, but he was in St. Bart's. This is 2023 from his alleged official Facebook. I hope this is his daughter he's with. Oh, daughter. Thank God. There was like a young woman. I'm going to crop her out of the picture. But he posted on social media. She's beautiful. But I was like, oh, God, I hope that is his daughter and not his girlfriend. You never know with these LA people. All right. Let me upload this here. So this is him now. Look at David Charcuterie Board now. That's him. You know, just aging like we do. We all be aging. Every day I'm aging, you know. Okay, I don't want that up there. Oh, I guess I'll have to get rid of this picture. StreamYard only lets you add so many overlays. It's like for $50 a month, I should have unlimited StreamYard. You cuckoos. All right, and there's him. St. Bart's, just St. Barting it. Yeah, apparently she was banging this dude. According to, better than Jesse. Way better than Jesse. I mean, I don't know. Maybe a quick Google search could probably tell us if he's super problematic. But I don't know. I know some of these Baywatch dudes have been like, oh, you know, Hasselhoff alone. Oh my God, look at Prince. Look at Prince. He's so cute. Yeah, better than Jesse. So Jesse goes over and talks to Brittany and Janet, and then Jason's there. And he's talking about, you know, you guys shouldn't be, he's calling this woman his friend. This woman that he was dating, like his friend. Oh, I have Jason and Janet smooching. So he goes over there and he's like, you girls, you ladies shouldn't be encouraging people to block my friend. And Janet and Brittany are like, we didn't encourage anyone. We just don't like the way she's treating Michelle, our friend. But we liked her at first, but then she's being all weird and saying stuff about our friend groups. It was Jeremy Jackson. On Instagram, they were like, it was David Charvet. Thanks, Care Bear. Well, it was one of them. Jeremy Jackson, he was the son, right? David Hasselhoff's son. Didn't he have some issues too? I can't keep up with everyone's issues. All these men have so many issues. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hey, Husky Mama, good to see you. Yeah, Jesse's broke and wears panties. So anyone is a step up, even if it was Hasselhoff at this point. But it wasn't the Hoff. Yay, we hit 150. Can we hit 267 likes? Ben says, say goodbye to Mr. Bananas and Brock. Johnny Bananas and Brock. You are blocking. If we hit 175 likes. Okay, so that's if we hit 175. You're going to ban Johnny Bananas and Brock. Oh, we got to get him. We got to get there, you guys. We need to see Ben blocking all these people. So Jesse's like, oh, my friend. And in this conversation, Janet's like, I didn't tell other people. And he's like, yeah, you did. You told your husband. And there's Jason like, I mean, you did. Jason, why are you telling? This is where Jason loses me. As much as, he's been better than a lot of these guys, it's like the bar is set so low. And that's your wife. Don't be telling the secrets. If your wife says, hey, don't follow this chick or whatever, don't go telling everyone. Don't go spilling the tea on your wife, you weirdo. What are you doing? And then what really got me where I was like, Jason, is the way Jesse talked to Janet. He was like, don't fucking do that. You think you, and he was swearing at her, very aggressive. And Jason just kind of sat there. And I'm sorry, no. If my husband's friend talked to me like that and my husband didn't say anything, I'd be like, what is wrong with, this is not okay. So right there, I was like, no, Jason. Okay, just because you're the shiniest turd in the toilet, of turdy men, doesn't mean that, it doesn't mean anything really. Because you can just get away with anything. Like, stick up for your wife. So like, who says, right? Jason definitely deferred. He defers to the men. And it's like, for what? For these men are trash. You're a lawyer. Well, I mean, okay. But surely these men are trash, right? Like, we see Jason on the show in his little interviews and stuff, kind of calling them out and their bullshit. But yet here you are letting Jesse just talk reckless to your wife. I didn't like that. Speak up. You say, no, we're not doing that. You're not going to talk to my wife like that. You be respectful if you want to have this conversation, or we're not having a conversation. And then Janet can tell him off too. But no. Don't even bring that shit to the boys chat that Jason's not included on because he has an Android. Okay, Android Jason, I'm going to need you to tell Jesse to shut the fuck up, because we need men to start standing up. Because what we've learned with misogynists and men that hate women like Jesse and like Jax, they don't give a shit what women say. When women stick up, they don't respect women. They don't care. They need to hear it from men because they want the validation from men. They want admiration from women, but they want validation from men. So they don't give a shit when we say stuff. But if you check him and call him out, that's going to have far more of an effect. And you just like sitting there like, oh, he wears beige saggy panties. Like, call his ass out. He's not tough. He's a loser. The shiniest turd. So Brianne says, yeah, if my husband didn't stand up for me, I would be fighting, right? And that's allegedly your friend. You're going to let your friend talk to your wife like that? Are you crazy? Oh, Mac, you're a freaking genius. Jason is the Valley Schwartz. They're both smart, but they're both just like, fingers in my mouth, nervous, fingers in my mouth. Oh, I don't know if I'm ready to go full Schwartz, but he has Schwartz-esque qualities. So you're not wrong. Oh my goodness. Yes. That is a great comparison. That makes so much sense. I'm not ready to go full Schwartz, but sort of.
This guy that I haven't spoken to in, however many months, all of a sudden is some sort of authority on who I am and how I live my life and what I think and feel. Well, that's interesting.
Yes. Oh, good thinking, Mac. Right? Ben says, holy cow, 3 more likes. Let's see if we can get to 200. Who you blocking, Ben? Who you blocking? Brian Scott Patterson says, Jesse's grandpa manties could fit across, or they could fit across the Hoover Dam and probably have as much liquid. They were like opening up on the side too, where I was like, oh, we're about to see something we don't want to see. Thank you, Pamela B, for becoming a member. I appreciate that. Welcome. Angel says, Jesse has short man syndrome. He's got something syndrome. He's got saggy mantis syndrome. Ooh, Sandy says more Sandoval. I could see where Schwartz, where he's calm. Like Schwartz is that like, hey guys, I'm just here. I'm like calm. I'm just like, yeah. So I could see that with Jason. Mm-hmm. Dreadful says, I think I'm blocked by Ben. No, were you on the list? Michelle, what did you send and where did you send it? Did you send to my P.O. box? Because I have a new P.O. box now, a different number. Now it's 502. But please let me know if you can. Because I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to remember. Let me know what it was. Yeah, he's got that Midwest nice. That like passive aggressive Schwartz's. And I know coming from the land of passive aggressive myself and being pretty good at being passive aggressive too. It's innately in us. Mm-hmm. Oh, there we go. Love the T24 says even shiny turds can be flushed. He says something softly, which is why his wife felt safe to talk smack. I didn't get that. I would love that. Oh my God, who got that? Can you DM me and tell me where you sent it? I mean, did it get sent back? It could have gotten sent back. I'm so sorry. I did not receive that. That was not at my PO box. It could have got sent back because I changed to a smaller PO box. Because it turns out, you guys, here's a hot tip. If you have a PO box, I thought you had to pay for the biggest one because I'm like, I'm going to be getting things and gifts and products from people and their companies and stuff. No, the lady at the post office was so kind, and I had been paying for this big PO box, which they're expensive. And she was like, okay, girl, you don't have to pay for that big. You just get a little one. We'll put them in lockers if you get like bigger gifts. And I was like, what? I saved like $200, like $400 a year by getting this. Not that you need to know this, but just in case, maybe you have a PO box or you're thinking about getting one. Never get the big one because apparently, according to my post office lady, check with your own possibly if she's as cool as mine. Even if you get a big package and it doesn't fit in like your letter size PO box, they'll just throw it in a locker and leave a key in there for you to get it. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. Oh, it was so expensive. I'm like, damn, this is so expensive. I don't know if it makes sense for me to have this. And when she told me that, I switched it right away, which meant I had to get a new box, unfortunately. So you love to learn. Yes. Oh, good. So there's a hot tip from Auntie Joleen to save a dime or, hundreds of dollars. Always get the smallest PO box, but make sure you ask them. If I so happen to get a big package, do you have like a locker you put it in? And if they say yes, don't you dare pay for that big PO box. It's a scam. It's a scam. Well, I think I don't know. The bigger ones are probably hoping you'll get one of those bigger ones. But really, you don't have to. It probably depends too on the post office. If it's a really busy post office, is there such thing anymore? I don't know. Maybe they're not going to give you that kind of hot tip. But yeah, who knew? Right? So I hated the fact that Jesse was not sticking up, or Jason was not sticking up for his wife. And Jesse's already drunk. He's been drinking all day. He's acting like an idiot. He can't handle his alcohol. Yet another one of these creepy guys who's just off either verbally accosting women or sexually harassing women. Can you just leave the women alone? Why can't men drink and leave us the fuck alone? Okay, when I got drunk, I never was harassing men. I don't think so. One time I punched a guy, maybe over a cab, but he took my cab and he called me a bitch. And things happen, and I was in my 20s, but whatever. But I was never harassing men. Okay, I was just kicking windows and outing people's secrets. Like that had nothing to do with dudes. But dudes have to like sexually harass, like mind your business. Keep your drunken self to yourself. Don't yell at me. Don't sexually harass me. Go away. Go sexually harass yourself. Like why don't these dudes just black out and go jack off somewhere by themselves? Like I don't understand why. Ugh. But that would just make too much sense. If you're just joining, poor Oriole's like, oh, I'm just joining. You're probably like, what did she just say? Oh, what did she just say? Possibly, maybe probably outside of Devil's Martini or somewhere Devil Place in Scottsdale, Arizona. Okay, that happens, sometimes. But I'm very nonviolent. I'm not like a Colin Albert over here, allegedly. I'm just a Joleen. So Krista says, I definitely was trying to fight them and show I was better, just couldn't keep it in anymore. And that's okay. Pamela, thank you. Sorry, unsubscribed accidentally. You never have to apologize, Pamela. We know you're here and we know we love you. We know where your heart is. All right. Oh my goodness. Okay. So Ben, update on today's blocking roster. Joe Wenberg, Jax, thank God. James Kennedy, hell yeah. Erica, yes. Johnny Bananas, gross. Brock, bleach blonde Brock, yes. Keep those likes flowing. Dorit is on shaky ground. If we get 200, and how many likes we have to get for you to block Dorit? Oh my goodness. Right. The gay bar, like the safest place you can drink as a woman is the gay bar. 100%. Yes, Amber said that's why I went to gay bars when I drink. The gay men they're not gonna harass you like that. They're like, okay, girl, good for you. We are all here to party and look good. So then they go back to the house. This is when Kristen and Luke have the talk about the fertility. We also get steaks. They're making steaks, I think, or hamburgers or some shit. I think it was steaks. And then we have a Reiki lady who's there, and she's like, everybody sit in a circle. And I love how, okay, I'm just going to say this. At 300 likes, Ben blocks Summer Moon. Not Summer Moon. She's an innocent. Evelyn says 188 likes, 285 in the room. All right. It is so interesting to me. I'm just going to say this, and people are going to get mad at me, but that's okay. Because it's all love. So you have Nia and Polly Pocket who are like, we're changing the words to Jesus. Good for you. That's wonderful. It's beautiful because we love Jesus. And Brittany, who's also like a Christian, whatever, how they're laughing at this lady who literally is talking about like the universe. And, they're like, oh, this is so funny. But you guys are over there going, yes, Sky Daddy 100%. Can you imagine if people laughed at Sky Daddy the way they're laughing at this woman being in tune with like the earth and the universe and shit and putting your intentions out there? Ooh, how weird and gross. How many people did she have to persecute and kill for those beliefs? Like, if you can believe in Sky Daddy, you can also believe that the universe is wonderful and being in tune with like the trees and the air and the flowers and the things that Sky Daddy made. Isn't that crazy of an idea? The way they were kind of mocking that. And even Jax in the after show, he's like, what? It's like, you could benefit. He said something like because they were passing around a ball. What was the ball? Not the intention ball or the story ball or appreciation ball. There was something with balls, which I thought Jax, would love. And would be sad that he missed. But he was like, oh my God. It's like, Jax, you need all the therapy. And you did the Reiki where you were like trying to bang her. And I know you pretend that you weren't, but you are. They were being so rude. This woman was just there. Kristen brought her. And out of respect for Kristen, she's trying to help energy vibes. We all know that energy is very important. Sky Daddy himself would be like, energy is very important, people. But the fact that they're like, okay. They act like it's like the devil. Like they're talking anything other, oh God, what are you talking about? Like sit in nature, the gratitude ball, and have gratitude. Oh, what a crazy lady, but if a dude was telling them to do this, they'd be like, okay, that's pretty cool. But they're being so rude. And I'm like, you guys, you can wrap your head around Sky Daddy, but you can't wrap your head around the universe and all that. Okay. Right? Like no one is saying you can't have Jesus and say and go to do all the things. But also if someone comes in and she's like, hey guys, let's put our intentions out there. We're going to use flowers. And at the end, the flowers looked the little shape that it made when they were all going out there being like, I'm going to put my insecurity here and my whatever here. And I want to get my sparkle back. It made like this beautiful design on the grass. I mean, Sky Daddy would be proud. Husky says, I love Jesus too, yet will never step foot in church again. No thanks, fake people. Nature is my life. Wisdom. Yeah, never like just be like, okay, cool. But they're being so rude. Susan says, God created Earth. So, right, why not honor Mother Earth? It's his way of talking to us. You would think. I mean, what did Ralph Waldo Emerson said? The world laughs in flowers or something? And he knows what's up, right? I don't know. He's got 3 names. Sounds pretty legit. Nature is spirituality. But it's a little too close to women and witches. Women and witches. So everyone's like, ah. Brian says, I loved that spiritual healer. I'm all about that. I burn Palo Santo, smoke all the weed, and hug the trees in the backyard. I also love unmitigated glamour. I enjoyed her being there. I mean, these people need all the positive, good energy vibes. And I love to hug a tree too. First time I saw a redwood up close, I was like, everything is magic and anything is possible. This is amazing. How does this exist? Yeah, maybe it's just because I'm trying to get you to join my coven. So you can join the Lean Team Coven. Chapter 69369, Damn You're Fine, is my coven. You can look it up. We'll get a website going soon. Right? You never know what you'll connect with. You connect with Jesus. You can connect with, the trees, nature, Mother Nature. Connect with everything. Yes, Brian, American Horror Story Season 13, Jolene's Coven. Get in or get blocked. Oh my gosh. Yeah, let's pull those Wicca books out from 1998, the year I graduated college. Who doesn't love a good coven? Ben says 300 likes and I'm blocking the Lean Team Coven. Let's do it. Yes, 369. Damn, you're fine. Wishing I could pray to him one more time. Kneel low. To the window, to the Bible. Okay. That's enough. Yeah, we'll block Andy Cohen. If we get 1,000 likes, Ben is blocking Andy Cohen for life. For life. All right. So this is where we get Jesse is like emotional. He's like, I'll try anything. Remember, he's the guy that did the ayahuasca and like shit himself and was like, I'm fixed. And you're like, you already shit yourself. We saw you in your manties, your saggy man panties, sir. Your dirty, saggy man panties. So he, they're going around and the first time he passes and then Brittany throws the gratitude ball to him, he has to name a time with someone else, like a good memory or something. And then he talks, he says, everyone knows I'm going through a really hard time. And he's crying and we're like, cool. And when he's talking, that is when Legoland, AKA Zack. Oh, I have to talk about the Zack and Janet too, their friend thing. That is when Zack gives him the old eye roll and he can't handle it. He has no emotional regulation. This man is like so emotionally stunted and immature and hysterical and emotional and dramatic that he's like, oh, Zack, make sure you don't roll your eyes at Michelle the way you rolled your eyes at me. And Zack goes, I would only roll my eyes at you. And he has every right to, because Jesse's a joke and he treats women like shit and nobody cares about you, dude. And then Jesse threatens his life. It's like, I will bury him. He sounds like remember those True Life episodes back in the day on MTV? And there was that one now infamous episode where they went down to the Jersey Shore and there was that bald guy. This is before Jersey Shore was like a whole show. But it was the MTV True Life. And they were like, I don't know, maybe it was like the year 2000, 1999, 2001. I don't know. Back in the day buffet. And they had that bald guy who was like, yeah, and you go to the Jersey Shore and he was basically he would get drunk, go get like a cheese steak or something, and then threaten people's lives. I'll kill you. And he was like on the phone screaming. Maybe that was the wedding one. What I'm saying is there were multiple Jersey men, not Jersey Mike, multiple Jersey men on MTV's True Life who would scream into cell phones or at other people that they were going to K them for things that shouldn't have been where you would get that upset about. Shouldn't get that K-able. The Jersey couple. Yeah, there was just like a whole thing. All these Jersey people. And that is when MTV was starting to realize, oh, okay, we should make this a thing. Yeah, there was the Wedding Maniac and then there was the Shore House. creep too. And they all kind of blend together. But that's the energy Jesse was giving. You remember? Okay, some people we're around the same age, so you know what's going on. Ben says 200 likes, y'all. Thank God I don't have to see her on my feed. Up next, Queens of Bravo. What did Queens of Bravo do to you when we hit 225? Don't block Robin Dixon, allegedly. Oh my gosh. That's funny. Yeah, the Jersey people, and then there was the wedding maniac who's like, "Oh, got you like a fish," or something. I was like, what is going on here? Brian says, FYI, I saw the houses from the Real Housewives of Rhode Island houses, and let's just say this ain't the Gilded Age. I haven't even looked into that yet. Yeah, yes, Evelyn. Jesse needs emotional regulation skills so badly. So badly. Oh, Karen Huger's on deck for the blocking. Izzy V says, the reason Jesse and his daughter get along so well is because they are both at the same emotional age. How dare you insult Isabella like that? She is leaps and bounds more emotionally mature than him, but I see what you're saying. Oh, goodness. Otter says, I think I had a crush on Martha Quinn. Who didn't? And can you guys believe Kurt Loder turned like 100? The guy that did the MTV News? He's like 100 or something. I think he just celebrated a birthday. I saw a post on Instagram. I was like, oh my God. But it was interesting because he was old even back in the day. And I was like, damn. But he was kind of like a cool old, journalistically. Something like that. Stacey says 230 likes and Ben blocks Ramona. I hope he's already blocked Ramona Singer. Oh my goodness. All right. So we have that. Now we do have to briefly talk about Zack and Janet had a conversation. Okay. They're both wearing their little, silky pajamas outfits. I love those kind of outfits. Their little sets. And he's like, I need to go talk to Janet. And I think he was asking Michelle or somebody, do you think now's a good time? And Janet's walking around and he's like, can we talk? Can I get you a beer? And she's like, I drink IPA now. And he's like, what's it called? What's it called? What is that? He's never heard of an IPA. He clearly is not from like Portland or something. So clearly not a hipster over here. He's like, what was that? An IPA? Okay, let me look for that. So he gets a beer. They go outside and they talk. And obviously the big point of contention is that Zack said he didn't care because they were like, oh, I can't remember now. I'm so bored with it. But when Janet was pregnant last season and they weren't getting along and he was like talking mess, then they said that could, upset her pregnancy. And he's like, I don't care. I mean, again, as much as Zack might look like a shiny turd too, he's got to check himself because the way he talked to Brittany after this, because then he finds out that Brittany's the one who told Janet what he said while he was blacked out. Can these men control themselves when they're blacked out? They're like 50 years old. You are 50 years old now, sir. You can no longer use the excuse, I blacked out, I don't remember. You should remember. Well, you should be starting to forget things, but not because you're drunk, just from father time. Okay. I know I have brain fog from perimenopause. And I'm like, what's that word again? Words I use all the time. Luckily, you don't have to go through anything like that as men. But it's like we can't use that excuse. And then they kind of make up. He thinks that they were really good friends. And Janet said on the after show, we were never good friends. That was one of Janet's good lines. And then Janet also, when she was fighting with Jesse, said, because Jesse yelled like, your friend shouldn't have cheated on me when we were married. It's like, Jesse, that's no one's problem but yours. What are you talking about? And then Janet goes, I would have cheated on you too if I was married to you. And I was like, yes, girl. Yes. If you speak like that to women, tell him. Reality Christmas says Jersey always gets a bad rap, and it shouldn't. But it was very interesting back in the day when there was a MTV True Life and there were Jersey people on it. I was like, I'm tuning in. That was always interesting. Kristen says Janet and Jesse giving me the same energy. Oh, that's interesting. I think I've heard that before too, Chris. I don't think you're the only one. They're just not giving me the same energy yet. But again, I could just be clouded because the men on this show are so awful that whatever's going on here, I don't know. So then Zack's like, oh my God, Brittany told you what I said when I blacked out? So then he goes in the bedroom and Brittany's like, hey, Zach, what's up? Bear tries. And then Zach is like, did you tell Janet what I said? Why'd you tell her? She's like, I just felt like if it happened to me, Zach, I would want to know. So I told her. I had to. Bear tries. And then he's like, what the fuck? You know me. Okay, first of all, watch your tone. All right. I don't really like how Zach just thinks because he's friends with these gals that he can just talk reckless. I don't think any man should be talking reckless like this to the women. You're a big guy. You're a big boy, Zachy. Okay. Show some respect. You don't just get a pass because you're a gay man. All right. You need, if we're not going to let the straights do it, we're not going to let you do it either. So check yourself. Oh my goodness. Who died? Oh, I hope I wasn't talking about someone who died. Oh my gosh. Did I? Oh, R.I.P. Right, Katie? If you were my husband, I'd cheat on you as my favorite. It's good. That's a good line. I was like, yes, Janet. Yes. Drag him. Nobody cares, Jesse. Because okay, did you guys watch the after show on Watch What Happens Live? Not the after show. Watch What Happens Live. They were asking Michelle about the cheating. And I think they silenced like part of when she was talking, and I think she was saying that he cheated too. I'm like, why did they cut that out? Like they muted it as she was saying it. And I'm like, what's going on? Tesker says Jesse is such a gross human, right? Brian says, gay men, you cannot speak to women like they're your Thursday night drunk trick. You heard it from Brian. Brian Scott Patterson is throwing down the education. You saw the man panties, Aaron? Oh my gosh. I enjoyed Zach on Watch What Happens Live too. And you know, I'm up in the air about Zach, about Legoland. I want to like him because he's fighting with Lala, and I respect that. He's also now fighting with Sheena. It's her 40th birthday today, and he was not invited to her birthday. And Zach makes a great point. He doesn't want them on the show. And I don't blame him because he made a strong argument, like nothing against them, but our cast is strong enough. We don't need Vanderpumprules scraps. Okay. That show went down for a reason. Two of those reasons, obviously the Toms, all the stuff, Lisa Vanderpump, the internalized misogyny, the misogyny, Alex Baskin Robbins, Jeremiah was a bullfrog, all bad stuff. But the other reasons were Lala and Sheena. So why would he want them on the show to drag down his show? Like, you had your chance and you blew it. Get off my ride.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
So I do respect Zach for that, to be like, stop. And he answered like Zach, and when Michelle was like, oh, I can't answer, I'll hurt someone's feelings, Zach's like, I'll answer it. And he basically, Andy asked him who, they played a game, and it's like, who is more of a loyal friend? Who's a more loyal friend, Kristen or Brittany? And he's known Brittany forever, since Kentucky days. And he said Kristen. And I would say, yeah. I mean, Kristen had Zach's back, even when maybe she shouldn't have his back. Like, she really takes up for that dude. And he's like, oops. He's starting to grow on me a little bit, but he needs to watch his tone when he's speaking to the ladies. Watch it. Don't be throwing out these, what the fuck? Don't do that. Dolores says, can you imagine Jesse coming at you with those tiny nipples and gross man panties in the bedroom? No, I can't. Any desire to have sex immediately. How does Jesse not realize that Michelle's out of his league? Can we just be honest? Like, let's just be honest about what is real life. Michelle's out of his league. And you know that. And that's why you were allegedly probably putting her down with work stuff, like the way he's like, she hasn't made a commission. And he's like, I might have put her, I think he said in the after show, like, I might have put her down and been mean to her, like in a work setting, but not like in the that what? You should have the utmost respect for your wife. What are you talking about? That's your partner. I know, I hate that Zach is growing on me too. But after Watch What Happens Live, I was like, oh, I feel like we could have just had Zach on Watch What Happens Live And we didn't even, no offense to Michelle, we didn't need her. But she's out of Jesse's league. Jesse feels inferior to Michelle, and he should. She can control her emotions. Apparently, she can score hookups with billionaires, even though she said that's not true. She hangs out with Quentin Tarantino, but then Zach said so does he. Apparently, Quentin Tarantino, we learned, this was a good Watch What Happens Live with Zach. He was spilling some tea. She was like, yeah, it was Quentin Tarantino that I would see at Chateau, but I introduced him to Jesse and Isabella. It wasn't like a sexual thing. And then Zach's like, oh yeah, I did lunch with Quentin Tarantino. We've hung out. And Andy's like, just you and Quentin? He's like, yeah, and like 2 other people. Yeah. He likes to hang out with people. Apparently, Quentin Tarantino is going down to Chateau. He's there all the time, just hanging out with anybody. He just wants friends. He's trying to make friends. He wants new feet to look at, allegedly. He's bored with the feet he has. The feet, because allegedly he's got that foot fetish thing. So he's just trying to meet more friends. And, Feet Finder isn't doing it. So he's like, I'm going to get there. And it's at, I think, the pool at Chateau where people's feet are out, allegedly. This is all alleged. We don't know. So, not a Zach stan. Not a Zach stan. I'm just saying. It was entertaining and he was sharing stuff. The demon segment. Yeah, they are doing some fun edits in this season. So, Nicole says he literally said he was a shorty husband, but that he didn't hurt her. Who? Jesse said that? He was a shorty husband, but that he didn't hurt her. Oh, shitty husband? Yeah. Oh, shitty. Yeah. Sorry. What an asshole. He's an asshole. Brian says, look, anyone can have lunch with Quentin Tarantino at Chateau. Yeah, Quentin Tarantino is actually the name of the feral cat that rubs. He is acting like a feral cat. He's like, feed me. He's just coming up, rubbing. Well, I don't know if the feral cats will rub up on you, but maybe like a domesticated cat that's now, the owners let him out. And he's just going around town just like rubbing on you. Hey, what's up? Or if you go to that like place in Japan where it's like Cat Island, like the whole thing is cats. That's Quentin Tarantino. Fun fact, allegedly, not sure if this is true, Quentin Tarantino refuses to hang out with Lala. Yeah, because he says he has standards. That was inappropriate. Why would you guys say that? That was really mean. That was really... No. Yeah, I heard Quentin Tarantino was like, but anyone but Lala, because I've already seen her try to work her wildly ways with that crook, no-neck Randall. So... You went to a cat cafe? They have cat cafes in LA that I went to. I loved it because you could adopt the cats. Look at this guy. Look at that guy. I could just squish him. He's just so cute. He was like, BJ for PJ. He's like, no, you're not getting one of my PJs. I don't want BJs. I want feet. And he wasn't a fan of her feet. Allegedly, you guys. We don't know. So... okay, so back to wrap up this episode. Jesse ultimately is crying. I'm so crying. I used to date Anna Nicole Smith. She was not in her right mind when she was dating him, for sure. It was the Trim Spa Baby days. R.I.P. Anna Nicole. She's out of his league too. And he's crying, Michelle is so cold and she hurts me. And Michelle actually says something nice when she gets the blue ball passed to her. It was a blue ball. Where she said, I guess just say something nice about Jesse, like an experience. But it's incredibly hard to say something nice about someone who's treated you so shitty and has vowed to make your life hell, like a Jax or a Jesse. So she says, I guess a good memory is when we were planning to have our child. And he's like, and he's crying, and then he threatens Legoland Zach, like I said. He's going to throw him off the cliff, and then he runs inside. He just needs so much attention. This is one of those men that's just like, oh, it's exhausting. He's like, I gotta go. Because he just can't handle his booze. He's been drinking all day. He's been yelling at women all day, threatening to kill gay men all day. It's been a big day for him. And so he's like, I'm tired. I need to go to my room. And then Jason, it's like, Jason, this man just basically told your wife to F off. He swore at your wife. He was aggressive to your wife. He was fighting her. Like, Jason's like, I better go check. This is Mac. You're right. The more I'm thinking about it, Mac is right. This is Schwartz energy. Jason is the Valley Schwartz, and I don't like it. I don't like it, Jason. So there's Jason. He's like, I'm going to go check on him, poor guy. Leave him alone. Let him cry alone in his loafers. Like, why are you what are you doing, dude? You can't handle your booze. So, of course, he has to get naked. He's like, I'm going to have my tiny nipples out, and I'm going to cry. And he's back in his room. Probably took the biggest room in the house. He's like, hey, man, get out of here. And Jason's like, you okay, buddy? Get out of here, man. If you don't leave, I'm going to drive home. Like, oh, you're going to drink and drive? What is this, the Karen Reed trial? Like, no. What are you, a Canton PD? No, sir. I'm going to go home. No, you're not. Go to bed. Have you never been drunk before? Like, sleep it off. You're being a weirdo. And then that is when we get the freaking shock and awe. Just mostly shock and ew. Not shock and awe. Shock and ew of these brown manties. I was talking, I go, why does he have a moose knuckle? It looks like he had vagina lips and the underwear's gotten his vagine lip. That's what it looked like when I was first seeing it. Maybe I have my reaction. Hopefully it's not too dirty because I was recording some of the episode and I was recording Hype My Husband Shell reading Jax's text to me. And I think at the end we both were like laughing. Okay. So he says, get the fuck out. Okay. Oh, wait, no. You can hear my husband laughing because right when we get a first look at the manties, we were like, what? So there's Jason.
Caught him with his vagina.
Yeah, and I was like, it looked like he had a vagina to me. No offense, all offense. Okay.
Yeah, you fucked it up, bro.
Yeah.
You treated her like trash.
Oh. Giving me a lady boner. Hype My Husband Chell goes, yeah, you fucked it up, bro. You treated her like trash. Yeah, he did, Chell. Can you guys hear that?
No. I mean, am I whiny tiny?
Why does he have a moose knuckle? What did he say? What did he say? Rewind it. That is weird. I think we caught him with his vagina.
It looked like
we're gonna caught in his lips.
No.
me and Hype My Husband Chell were losing it. We paused it.
Jesse, what are you doing?
Does my penis look good in these granny panties?
I will drive home right now.
Go
Drive
ahead.
home right now.
Good. Drunk?
So go.
What are you, from Canton?
See, I had the same jokes last night as today. What a hack. What a hack. It's just my material. But yeah, we were just cracking up because he's like, what is he? Do I look good? Does my boner look good in these granny panties? Like, it was so pathetic, Jesse. You're like, I'm gonna go. Oh my gosh. Ugh, it was crazy. Yeah, he had like a camel toe. It was like, fix yourself, girl. You got a camel toe. Remember that song? No. Oh no, fix yourself, girl. You got a camel toe. So we saw Jesse's vagina and he freaked out. Like, you should be proud. Vaginas are powerful. If you had a vagina, if you had a real vagina, you would be a lot more powerful. You probably would. Okay. Because whatever you got, your little weenie, is making you very emotional. I won't drive home right now. He says, like, who cares? Who cares? Chell is like the nicest, but he would never talk to them. Chell is, no, he thinks these people are trash. He wouldn't, well, he would, as a nurse, he would help them if they were in the hospital, but he would not want to have a conversation if he didn't have to. Brian says he did something amazing, made tidy whities look dumpy, right? Those are tidy brownies. Those are actually Lucy brownies. He must be drag racing because I'd bet those have got a 4th mile of skid marks in the back. You guys, it was so, this is gonna be one of those Bravo moments that will go down in infamy. Like, we will never, I can never unsee that. I was just like, oh my god, oh my god. It was so bad. It was so bad. He had like the millennial gray panties. Oh my gosh. It looked like pull-ups. It was like, I'm a big boy now. It was just, it's so on brand for this guy. And when he turned to the side, if you happen to have the unfortunate experience to watch it again, they were loose. Where the man parts are supposed to sit, it was loose. You could like see in there. I'll never unsee that. I'm going to need lots of therapy for him and his manties. Here you guys go. Here's a... Why does it look like a freaking diaper? Why does that look like pull-ups? They're swimmers, so you can go swimming because he's by the ocean. I'm a big boy now. It's a dingy gray diaper. That is dingy. You guys want to go closer? Oh, I can't do it the other way. I'm a big boy now. Way to go, buddy. Way to go. Sorry, I have to. Oh God, he's got the swimmers, guys. He got not the swimmers like but where he can go swimming in his diaper, like the toddlers. But the toddlers, theirs are cleaner. But how are we supposed to take this man seriously? Ugh, just a loser. Yeah, he's given up. He's just like, whatever. No, these. And then they had the audacity to talk about underwear on the after show and how Jesse and Jax were like, yeah, we like tighty whities and we like manties. And Schwartz is like, I like it now too, but you guys used to like Tom Sandoval and Jax used to rip on me for my boxers. They're like, we like to have everything all in one spot. And I was like, it is baggy. It is not holding you together like you think. It's worse than period panties, honestly. I don't know. He's got like the clearance thinks on. I don't know. Maybe he's menstruating. I don't know. And if he is, God bless. You deserve it. And I hope it lasts a long time. Longer than 3 to 5 days. I hope your uterine lining is shedding itself for the rest of your life. I wish that upon you. In your baggy manties. Like ex-Tina Marie is saying. I bet he sleeps with it. He probably does the Lala thing. Where he sucks on a bottle. And goes to bed. He's got a little passy. You think, I go on the big boy toilet? No. Yeah, talk to Brock. He might have a budgie smuggler. Yeah. Brock's budgie smugglers are far better than this. Whatever's going on here, you guys. It's so bad. Brock's budgie smugglers are far better than... All right. That's myself. I think he's 62. I think Jesse's allegedly 62. I think. Jax is about 65, 70. I think. And Jesse's like, 62, something like that. Allegedly. But yeah, I saw that. I was like,
Who is she? Who is she? Who is she? Where did you find her?
where did you find her? All right, let's move on from this. So that was episode 4. Awesome. And even though Jax is supposed to be away at his facility, he still tried to make it about him. We had to get that stupid video from him doing this for my son. Shut up. You're not. Stop exploiting your son. Stop weaponizing him. You're not a good dad. You're not a good husband. You're an abuser. Bye. Okay. Let's talk about, apparently, you guys. Let me grab. That's how I knew, or that's how I heard. Okay. Let's go back to this for 1 second. Because the Talk of Shame, shout out to the Talk of Shame on Instagram. Shout out to Kiki. This is what I saw on Instagram. Is this popped up? And let me share it. And make sure the audio is sharing. She was the one that I think was talking about, is David Charvet, charcuterie board. Let me share it with you guys. Is he the Baywatch babe that's banging Jesse's lady friend? Let's listen to what she says.
David Charvet, the Baywatch guy that Sheena Shea was talking about on The Valley, according to former Baywatch star Nicole Eggert, that is her theory. Now, of course, this is an older picture of David. And this is a more current picture, and he is still fine, so I can definitely see it. If you remember, back on April 22nd, Sheena Shea was on the phone with Jesse Lawley and his ex, Michelle, and Sheena said that at a party that Jesse's girlfriend said she was sleeping with another guy, and Sheena said that she was told verbatim the guy from Baywatch. Now, of course, the Bravo verse was like, who is this guy? And Nicole Eggert, who is apparently a big Valley fan, got to super sleuthing. Nicole told Us Weekly that she was on a mission to figure out who this Baywatch guy was. And she said, she's very close to Jeremy Jackson and she knows he lives in Orange County, but she said he also lives with his girlfriend in Orange County. So Nicole decided to call Jeremy, and she said after a hilarious call, she can confidently say that it is not Jeremy, and that was a big relief, but she said that she pretty much narrowed it down in her mind to David Charvet. Nicole talked about this theory on her podcast, Perfectly Twisted, and she said that it's just her assuming that it would be David because he's single and he dates a lot and he's a free single guy. And apparently Us Weekly has reached out to David for comment. It seems like they haven't heard back yet. I mean, look, you can't get more from the source than a former Baywatch star. So I'm going with Nicole's theory. Is David...
Hell yeah. So that's how I heard it was Kiki. Shout out to Kiki. Shout out to the Talk of Shame. If you're not already, go follow her on the Instagram. Show her all the love. We love lady content creators. And she had the pictures right there. I could have just grabbed. Seriously. Okay. Did you guys hear Sutton? Apparently she fired, or well, I think Avi quit. So Sutton has lost Garcelle as a friend, and now she's lost Avi, her assistant. And that came out on Watch What Happens Live last night. I think it came out before then, but Andy talked about it on Watch What Happens Live. At the end, I think there was a little breakup thing. And then she was asked about it on Jeff Lewis, and she was dancing around it. She wasn't giving a straight answer. It was everything we expect from Kyle. So it looks like Sutton is now headed down the Kyle way, where she's not going to be sharing what really goes on. It's like, you can't tell us what really happened. This man was on the show. You're on a reality show called The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Sutton. All right. And you can't tell us that your assistant, who's also on the show, Avi, you can't tell us why he no longer is with you. She was just like, well, Avi and I haven't talked to him in a while. And Jeff Lewis kept pressing, whoa, what happened? It's just, we went going different ways. Well, did he get another job? I don't know. I've been traveling a lot lately. I'm not sure. Well, we decided, she was just talking, or I'm like, pulling a Lala. Pulling a Lala or a Kyle Richards. Team Avi on this one. Can you imagine? After he had to go to her hometown and hang out with her mom, he was like, I'm done. And then once Garcelle jumped ship, he was like, oh, this is sinking. This is sinking. Apparently, according to Bravo OMG, too, according to The Sun, Sutton, Kyle, Dorit, Bose, and Erica Jane are all set to return full-time for season 15 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Expect there to be 1 to 2 new housewives for season 15. There's no word if Kathy Hilton and Jennifer Tilly are returning as friends of. We know, obviously, Garcelle not coming back. But yeah, I just was like, is this what we're doing, Sutton? You can't be on a show and hold other people accountable and say, you got to share your life. And then you're not sharing about Avi, who was on the show. We're going to ask questions. I mean, are they saving it for the new season? Why isn't she talking about it? Elizabeth, thank you so much for the super sticker. That's very sweet of you. I appreciate that. So, unfortunately, Erica Jane's coming back. I am just bored with Erica Jane and her peel and stick wallpaper. I got that behind me. I don't want to be watching it on the Rich Lady show. I got peel and stick behind me. You can just come watch me do peel and stick. And why she still is like, I don't give a fuck about anyone else but me. Honey, I don't even care. Isn't she still? I think those designer guys are still suing her. She still has a lawsuit with them. I mean, who wants Erica Jane?
I don't give a about anybody else but me.
How great, Erica. Great. So there we are with that. Okay, let's talk about the new shows. I literally have my phone on Do Not Disturb all the time, and I see that Steven texted me and sent me a screenshot of the new Bravo television shows that they announced. Thank you, Steven, but that was at like 10 this morning. Sorry, Steven. I can't keep up with my Instagram messages. I cannot keep up with my text messages because with my ADHD, everything has to be on Do Not Disturb. And if I get caught in that, then I can't do anything else. And that's just who I am. That's how I am. That's my life. It's my life. It's now or never. Okay. Where did that go? Let me share this here. So Bravo today announced some new shows that are coming to the network because they don't want to let this toxic man train stop. All right. Let's see what we got here. Here are some of the, Ben says, yes, we hit 230 likes. Sutton blocked. Heather Thompson blocked. Ramona Singer blocked. Can we get 273? Who will you block then? Who will you block? So Bravo breaking news. Today we announced 4 shows coming to Bravo. The Real Housewives of Rhode Island. Okay, and Brian said you saw some of the houses on that. And there's been rumors swirling that, there's some kind of East Coast housewives coming about. Rhode Island. Never been to Rhode Island. Always wanted to. Okay, but don't know much about Rhode Island. Imagine Richie Rich. Okay. Ladies of London are coming back. The Valley Persian style, which I believe is Shaw's of Sunset, but like a Valley version now. So I wonder who's coming back to that. Let me take a look. It's in a book. All right, let's see. The Valley. Because they can't have that abusive guy. What's his name? I forget. Shaw's of Sunset reboot revealed as the Valley Persian. So Reza, I assume MJ. I'm looking at realityt.com. They're saying it's a good day to be a Shaw's of Sunset fan. Bravo just dropped news about 4 brand new series coming to the network. And one of them is the spinoff we've all been waiting for. Reza, Gigi, aka Golnessa, Mercedes, MJ are returning for the Valley Persian style. Of course, we've got everything you need to know about the new series. Oh, you do? How do you have that? So apparently the Valley is where OG Bravo stars go to die. No, they go to their next shot on reality TV stardom and to die, allegedly. Just like the Vanderpumprules spinoff, the just announced Shaw's of Sunset reboot will feature familiar faces embarking on a new chapter in life, along with a fresh circle of friends. Bravo's announcement explained, as they take on the next stage of life in the Valley, their world is bigger, their circle is bolder, and their challenges are more real than ever. That's so cheesy. As we'll see in the next chapter in life, their next chapter in life isn't quieter. It's more complicated. Previously, Reza teased during an interview with Jeff Lewis that he had been filming something along with Gigi and MJ. The show was still in its infancy, but he suggested that some serious conversations were happening with Bravo. So if you go on my Instagram, what I will say is that you can see pictures of myself, Golnessa, MJ with a group of Persians you may not have known before that are much younger and way more attractive than the previous cast. What? At the time, Reza said that he and his new group, in this new group of Persians, hadn't yet signed any contracts. With Bravo's latest announcement, it sounds like that has all changed. Shaw's of Sunset is officially back. Also, if you're not loving the name The Valley Persian Style, don't worry. It's a working title. So there's a good chance they'll come up with something catchier by the time it hits our screens. Keep your eyes peeled for more details. Thank you, realityt.com. And then we also have Wife Swap, Housewives Edition. This is the one I'm most excited about because I used to love the show Wife Swap. It was amazing and I loved it. And I'm not sorry that I loved it so much. I think the way they described it, it sounds like it's going to be, let me just double check here. It sounds like it's going to be housewives swapping with each other. I was kind of hoping it was housewives swapping with normies, because I think that would be amazing. Just like how the wife swap from ABC was before, where you'd have these two women swapping households. And, you know, they had very different parenting styles, very different living conditions. So I think it'd be interesting if it is two housewives swapping lives, but I kind of wanted them to swap lives with a normal family, but that might make it too cheesy. Thank you, David, for the super chat. David says, are you watching? Of course I'm watching the playoffs, David. The NBA playoffs, Timberwolves lost a tough game. I know. Ant scored like 1 point the first half. I'm like, you're the leader, sir. Okay. That's why you have all the sponsorships in Chipotle. You make the big bucks. You got to be scoring more points getting there. And then at the end, he started doing his thing where he runs the ball. I don't know. This is how I say it. He runs the ball to the net and does the shooty thing. And then he gets a foul too. He gets his and ones. Okay. He gets his like 2 points and then his free throw, his foul. Game 2 is tomorrow night in Minneapolis. I know in the first game, David, good question. Thank you for the super chat. I do love talking about my Minnesota sports teams. It sucks that the first game was at the Target Center at home. I mean, as Minnesotans, we are so used to getting like humiliated at home when it comes to sports. But the fact that we even got to the next round of the playoffs with beating the Lakers was huge. And now we have to be against Golden State Warriors. Oh my God. Steph Curry actually was out half the game. He only played like 13 minutes. I was like, hell to the yes. And even that, they still, and stupid, what's his name? What's his name? Something Buttlicker. A Butler. Well, he played for our team for a little bit. I call him Buttlicker. But he was scoring all the points. And then Draymond Green, he's like so good, but he's so old. It's crazy, you guys. Sports. But yes, I'm very excited, and hopefully the Timberwolves can win. I'm going to wear my Nas Reed jersey next game, and hopefully something will happen, and we'll do well. Lola Lou says, I loved Wife Swap, too. Hope the show's I loved Wife. I will watch old episodes of Wife Swap. I just found it was hilarious. Oriel says, NBC Universal is doubling down and greenlighting very problematic programming that than I have ever witnessed. Tell me about it. And I have a very wholesome pitch for a reality show, me and my writing partner. And apparently nobody wants wholesome right now. And it would be really fun. It wouldn't be a Bravo show, I don't think. But apparently they only want toxic, abusive men. We have a really fun one. But they're like, no, thanks. Do you have anything where the men are short and angry and wear diaper underwear and abuse women? We like that. It'd be fun and interesting and all the things, but yeah, there's so many things we need to do. Go Leafs, go! Are you Toronto Maple Leafs? Is that who you're talking about, Oriole? I'm still mourning the Minnesota Wild losing, getting kicked out of the playoffs. And I think Care Bear, did your beloved Blues, didn't they get beat too? I hate to bring that up. I'm so sorry, Care Bear. I love you. But Jolene, have you seen The Real Friends of WeHo with Todrick Hall? I saw when it came out. I never watched it, but I saw that it was airing like Friday nights or something on MTV, and I heard Todrick was on it, and I'm like, I'm not watching Todrick. I already watched him be a dum-dum on Celebrity Big Brother and then not do any interviews after. So they went out and that was a good game. Wasn't it like double overtime? That was good. So shout out to Canada. I think who beat them? Calgary, or I forget who beat them. But that was a long ass game. Sorry guys. I know you love your hockey teams like we love our hockey teams. But the Blues, they beat the Wild a lot. I have a lot of memories of losing to the Blues. So, Wife Swap will be very limited, as not many housewives are still married. Hey, Andrea, that's a good one. But I think they'll probably just switch homes, and then they'll have one of their assistants there or their friends. Well, not Sutton, because Sutton said on Jeff Lewis when she was evading the question about Avi that I'm just living by myself, completely by myself. On the main road? You're just gonna live by yourself on the main road? That's crazy. What if Garcelle hired Avi? She was like, come with me if you want to live. Come with me. You hate hockey? Oh, I'm sorry. So sorry. You're from Toronto and you hate hockey? What? Alma said, thanks for today's live, Joleen. I needed the distraction. You always keep me entertained with your shenanigans. My kind of weird. Thank you. Hashtag my kind of weird. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, that's totally fine. You can be like, this lady, no thank you. No thank you. Ben, not Phaedra. I just saw Phaedra in a Cheez-It commercial. 13 likes and I will block Phaedra. No, not Phaedra. She was in a whole ass Cheez-It commercial. Okay, let me get to this. I got to end before 2 hours so I can make shorts out of this on StreamYard. Otherwise, they're like, you can't. It's such a weird, arbitrary rule. All right. So Ladies of London, we know that. Is there anything about the other new show mentioned is The Wife Swap, the Real Housewives edition, which presumably will show different housewives swapping families. So it'll be housewives. They'll probably utilize former housewives too. Watch that Kristen lady and her cheater husband, her Ashley Madison husband will be on it. That poor lady. Mm-hmm. Ben's going to block StreamYard. I could pick the final person you block. When is the final countdown? What is that? I think her read in that commercial, Phaedra's was the final one, or the big one was the only thing crunchier than that weave is this cracker. I think she was talking about me. I think she was calling me a cracker. No, she wasn't. Why would you guys say that? Why would you guys say that? No, it wasn't. I was like, okay, very cute, Phaedra. That's cute. That's cute. Raptors. Sorry. Raptors are your team. Toronto Raptors. Toronto, you guys have good teams. Yes, you do. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, you also have Drake, though, right? Isn't he from Toronto? Apologies. The Wife Swap seems preloaded to be gross, probably. I'm hoping it's not, but who knows? I can't trust Bravo anymore. Yes. Oh, you like the Philadelphia Flyers? That's also Angel from Buffy. That's his favorite team. Well, technically David Boreanaz, but the upset. Look at this little producer. Look at this cat. How can I not love my life? This little snuggle bum. I wish I could zoom with my camera, but it's literally in my iMac. But it's like perfection. I wake up sometimes, I look at these animals, I'm like, how did I get so lucky? Oh, hey, boy. He's like, don't wake me up, bitch. Oh, it's so bright in here. Turn your ring light off. Seriously. Yeah, let's get lesbian housewives. I'm ready. Justice for the lesbians on Bravo. Danny sucks. Next week, it looks like Danny's going to black out again. Next week's episode of The Valley. So we'll have a lot to roast with him there. He's going to black out. And then, because he had to leave to do voiceover work, because he's got to pay the bills. And he said, I got to pay bills. I got 4 and 4. I'm trying to move to a house. And he's going to get there and he's going to be annoying because he's old and can't handle his booze. And then Brittany's going to try to talk about it or something. And Nia doesn't want it talked about. And then Brittany's like, I'm going through so much. My husband's in rehab facility with his phone or something. And we can't talk about Danny blacking out. Danny, go to rehab. Go to rehab. Well, me and my husband were just talking about how we want to go to Canada. And we've never been to Toronto. I've only been to Edmonton. That's the only place I've ever been. That's where I performed comedy. I think it was just Edmonton. And it was like Minnesota. It just reminded me of Minnesota. Yeah, they have a giant mall. People, very similar. It was like Minnesota. Mm-hmm. Yes, Miss Diamond, put your kitties in the chat. Oh, Polly Pocket. Yeah, Polly Pocket. Stop lagging out. Danny Polly Pocket. Ugh. So over that, man. All right. All right. We're going to end before 2 hours. You guys are amazing. You always make, even when we have to cover these garbage humans, you guys make it so much fun. Smash that like on your way out so that Ben can keep blocking people. Ben, please comment after the video post and let us know all the people you've blocked. And I'll highlight your comment. Give us a little summary. All right. Oh, that's the best place, Barbara, is Okanagan, BC, British Columbia. Okanagan. That sounds fun. I'm here for it. I want to see all the Canada. I want to live in Canada. I want to move there. Honestly, I'm done. I've done all I could do here. All right, I'm ready. Will they take me? I don't know. I'll bring this lovely. I think I'm pretty much Canadian. Minnesotans, we're like Canadian. We're certain parts of Canada Canadians. We definitely are. All right, you guys are wonderful, beautiful pumpkin spice babies. Don't forget to hit that subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on social media. And I hope you guys have a wonderful night wherever you are. Comment after the video post. If you're on the replay crew, don't forget to put your disco ball or clover emoji so I know you're part of the replay crew. And you guys always remember to enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. I'll be back tomorrow. Bye.
If you like what you see.